Hey guys, what's going on? Professional FPS coach Switchy here. I wanted to walk you guys through my mentality when coaching other people. And so, what I can do, I can only help like one person at a time with my session. So, I wanted to kind of walk you through the process that I do when people come to me with problems. And so, this helps a lot of people. I find that it's very efficient, very to the point. And I just wanted to give you some insight into the algorithm I run through in the back of my head. So, what someone does, they will come to me, they will present a problem that is in the present. It's like today, I am having problem with this. And so what I'll do is I will kind of freeze it, like I can accept their problem in the moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the perspective and I'm going to ask them how this relates to their future goals as a player, or how we can tailor their future goals as a player based on this, and how we can use their past experience to influence the emphasis to chase the future goals. So it's like based on their past experience and the challenge that they're at now, how can I most quickly solve their problems so that they can match their future goals? And so, what I have written as a note here is I use past experience to tailor the advice given. And basically, in the back of my head, having done like helping people for so many years, there is a ton of advice back there. So, it takes some time for me to sort through it all and basically like help the person get the most relevant advice for their situation. So I will have like a 15-20 minute interview with someone basically before we even have a session together. And it's just talking about the problems. And it's like, oh, if you have this problem, you might be missing this, or you might also have this other problem connected to it. And these people don't realize that everything is kind of connected because they don't have the experience. So when someone presents a problem to me, the first thing I do is relate it to the past or the future. And so Einstein said it best, you can't really distinguish between the past, present, and future. But what we're going to do is we're going to freeze it and just separate them so that the problem is broken down into like manageable segments. And then what this is going to do, this is going to help us set goals. Looking at the present sometimes can be overwhelming when the past, present, and future all kind of congeal into one blob. And that'll help us facilitate getting this person out of their comfort zone, getting them progress in their goals, helping them move forward. So when someone comes to me and has their problem, and we talk about their goal, generally it's going to fall under one of three categories. And this is going to be a mental goal, a physical goal, or an emotional goal. And it sounds really dumb to break it down into these categories, but these are the most common examples that I see when playing FPS games. It's like, okay, does someone understand the background of their game? Can someone operate mechanically in the game? And then can they keep a level head to play the game? And so what I do, I kind of have a 6-step, solution to help people out of their problems. For the first step, what I do is I break down problems until they're mutually understood. And so what this means is when someone presents a problem to me, a lot of times their vision of the problem and mine can be two separate things. Our experiences aren't aligned. So I break it down, I go bare bones. I want to get on the same page with this person right away. And from there, I tackle the biggest challenges first. A lot of people avoid the biggest challenges. I try to go just head on. And so what I will do is I will get key problems and fast fixes through the door as fast as possible. Take up the bulk of the work, just get it done in a manner that is super efficient. And then from there, once we get the bulk of the work done, it's really setting short-term, smaller goals to chunk away at the rest of the progression. You're not going to be 100% of the way to your goals in one day. Step 4 is going to be finding a new working routine for the player. This entails removing the weight of the stuff they've done in the past and kind of focusing on the present and the future. And what this does is it takes away from a really skewed perspective that some people have of their own talents and their own play styles, and it puts them on even ground, even footing to move forward. And this causes the formation of new habits over 2 to 6 weeks. And I like to denote a positive solution as a changing of problems because a lot of the times you can get stuck in a problem forever. A lot of people might not make progress. a lot of people give themselves more time than they should to solve a problem. And so what it does is it really keeps you in check. It's like as the problems change, you know that you're making progress. So it doesn't matter what the problems are or how big they are or how small they are. As long as the problems keep changing, you know that you're making progress. So long as the problem is not the same problem on repeat, that is when you know you are making steps forward.